everybody, welcome to episode 2 of Minecraft's Fisk's Heroes. In the last episode, we went through every single suit there was in the mod, especially the add-ons. And I promised that I would come back with another episode going over the blocks and items. But today we are going to be doing something totally different. A few weeks ago, Fisk File released a super awesome update, Fisk's Heroes 2.0, with the latest Spider-Man characters and very noticeable sound updates. I like to call it the No Way Home update. But before we dive into the video, please make sure to subscribe, smash the like button, and take into account that we now have 100 subscribers. So for those daily watchers who have subscribed before, thank you for giving us such great encouragement and support. Now let's do this. How can nobody know Spider-Man? Peter Parker, recently played by Tom Holland in Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home. I don't know what's up with the word home in these titles, but what I do know is that there are a few Spider-Man suits that Fisk has recently added into the mod from those movies. People have made add-ons that slightly modified this to include Dr. Octopus's arms and making it the Iron Spider, which is now pretty much one of my favorite add-ons for this mod. Since I would like to start with Spider-Man first, do note that there are a few suits with a variety of different animations, whether it be the pose of swinging, the different stunts, or even the sounds, if you haven't noticed. As always, for the suits, I'll be listing the powers that apply to them, but for the blocks, I'll be showing you its full features and functions. The first feature we have on Spider-Man Integrated Edition is Toggle Web Shooters. It's the most basic function in the suit that allows you to choose from 4 weaponized web sets. Sticky Web, which slows down a target in its tracks, so that you can take the upper hand. Ricochet webs bounce from one surface to another, indirectly attacking whatever or whoever you want, but just make sure you're good at angling it right. But if you're one of those people who want to impress your friends, then go for Rapid Web, for it shoots multiple ones at once, making it an extra combo attack. Impact webs are high-speed, heavy knockback webs that I quite recommend for small enemies like creepers, zombies, or spiders. Then we get to the web swinging, which is basically the main point of Spider-Man. Web Zip launches a web and pulls you towards your specified location, or if you targeted a mob, then you could find yourself doing some damage to it as well. This is useful for life-saving situations, for you could web zip upwards or downwards to save your life and minimize some fall damage, or jump upwards to shoot a target from above. This can also create an excellent stunt that results you in front flipping to gain some extra high ground. Although if you point upwards while sneaking, then web zip on the ceiling, you'll find yourself in some position to ambush the enemies from above. But to pull off stunts like this, then you'd probably want to press B, for that toggles web slinging. The only way to know if it's on is if this web shooter icon is showing in the top right corner. Right-click to sling a web on a wall so that you can swing from building to building. If you stay on the web while sneaking, you will pose as a quite intimidating greeting for your opponents, and you can make the web longer or shorter if you sneak and scroll all at the same time. Finally, enough, you can web a lead to string up mobs to your hand, making it a spectacular finish as you jump off to another platform, if you know what I mean. Also related to the Spider-Verse is Dr. Octopus. Just press G to spread out the tentacles that can jab, grab, and strike. To jab your opponents with the sharp end of the tentacles, press N and make sure you're aiming at them, or at least have them in your hand. Yes, you can grab them whenever you want, even the bosses of Minecraft. Unbelievable, right? But if it's a player who's done you a bad deal, then tentacle striking them might be an instant way to prick them in the face and end it pretty easily. Have you ever wanted to climb a building without towering up or slinging webs just to get there because it's a bit unsophisticated? If you're used to flying in creative mode, then just double tap your space button to make the mechanical tentacles climb the terrain on your command. Good guy or bad guy, Mysterio has both sides in the world of superheroes and villains. Believed by some people to be a stark tech saint, and for others in specific, maybe not so much. Although you could settle this issue in your own Minecraft world once you put on this suit and beat up your own criminals. While there might not be the 4 elementals in Minecraft, you could sure put this to use for defeating other bosses with a powerful charged beam that has about a 3-second countdown to it as the circular bar fills up. Then after the countdown is complete, a powerful thick beam will shoot out from the middle of a magic circle, dealing extra damage to hostile mobs. The second power is energy projection, which in Mysterio's case projects 2 beams from both of his hands. Ironically, the third power has 3 spells inside of it, and those spells are named as the blindness spell, which blinds your opponents as if to confuse them. This works way better in multiplayer or LAN servers, where you can blind other players to buy yourself some time. The drone spell launches 2 drones at a target as long as you're aiming at it. These drones, however, have about 5 or 10 health and are pretty easily defeated if hit by you, other players, or hostile mobs. The duplication, however, is easily confused for a group of people ganging up on one mob, for this duplicates you with the exact illusions that you can cast, although it won't increase the damage. Now if y'all watched the first video of this month's showcase series, then you might know that I showcased the first Doctor Strange in the old version of Fisk's Heroes. Then you might also know that he didn't have a secret weapon in hand until now, and that would be the new Eldritch Sword, produced with the same energy of the shield casting. Not only can you block attacks, but you can hit back. However, I'm sure you know that we can't reverse time in Minecraft, so the Eye of Agamotto is purely for cosmetic purposes and cannot stop or reverse time whatsoever. I don't know if the Iron Mania pack is the masterpiece of your dreams, but this little modification might change your mind, for the sounds have been overhauled, making it quite immersive when flying through the city of New York. As a matter of fact, you can take a listen for yourself right here. The next suit update is the Monitor, who of course can teleport and project cosmic energy beams. But what you didn't know before is that he now has a telekinesis grab power in the controls, and that can grab entities just like the Doc Ock Smart Arms can. This also affects items as well, which you can adjust the distance of with the scroll wheel. But another power also has a major overhaul. Now, teleportation was a normal Enderman thing until the cosmic suits came in. But only then was teleportation a basic concept in the suits. For now, they have a more advanced concept, and that would be the moon. Yeah, you heard me right. You can go to the moon in Minecraft with Fisk's heroes. But the main question, however, is how do you get to the moon? Well, it's pretty obvious when you think about it, because if it's night, then all you've got to do is look directly at the moon to teleport. It takes a few tries at first, but you'll get the hang of it. Of course, the basic concepts of new dimensions like the moon are things like items and blocks. However, the moon lacks things like mobs and structures. The moon might seem useless at first until you come to these ravines. They contain quite useful ores and plants that you can obtain for yourself. The most useful thing you could find here is tritium ore, which is used to find tritium gems, just to create these suits with the Fabricator and the Cosmic Fabricator. However, if you want crystallized tritium, then you could go for olivine gems, which, if combined with the original form of tritium, could result in the crystallized form. Also, if you've ever heard of the Transformers mod, also made by Fisk himself, then energon crystals may spawn on the moon. So if you're trying out those two mods together, then just use a superhero or villain with the power of teleportation. But make sure to bring your Transformer action figure with you. Now, while brown mushrooms and red mushrooms can be used to create mushroom stew, these blue mushrooms have a better use. No offense to mushroom stew lovers, but moonshrooms are not such a waste of your inventory space or your chest space in an adventurous case, seeing that you can use this on the moon, from the moon, and find it literally inside the moon. For if you search very carefully in some ravines, you'll just find this plant ready for picking. So while your suit chills out in an armor stand, brew up a potion of space breathing with a water breathing potion brewed with moonshrooms. Okay, so enough about the moon. Let's get back to Earth. Have you ever started up a new world, punched a tree, crafted a pickaxe, mined some diamonds, and ever find yourself wanting even more than diamond armor? Then this section of Fisk's Heroes might help you get there, and that would be blocks and items. The first thing we're gonna go over is suit fabrication, which can be accomplished with a suit fabricator and a suit database. To be fully set up for the fabrication process, you'll need a portable data drive, which of course will come in any sort of color. And also, you will be needing a suit core. You don't need those things like diamond, iron, gold, or leather. But what you do need is lots of skill points, these special iridescent gold, and 2 tritium gems. The iridescent gold is crafted with a creetle shell, which is found from creetles that spawn in the dark forest or the plains. Some suits, of course, might require a few objectives to unlock the other suits, such as the Black Panther suit, which of course would require the heart-shaped herb to craft it, as well as the experience of picking it up in the savannah. However, suits require other suit groups, which you can unlock after crafting other suits in the previous group of your maximum level. Take for instance the Spiderman Suit. It would be classified in group 6 to 7 and would require the group 5 to 6. Although when you're done with leveling up the groups and unlocking elements, exit the screen and right-click the suit database with the suit data drive to transfer the unlocked suits. To finally wear the suit with all the great powers that you can achieve, go to the suit fabricator and put in the suit data drive. If you ever found out that you put in 2 or more suits in your suit fabricator, don't fear, for you can always switch to whatever suit to fabricate. Just click the slot with the suit icon in it to switch. Just like the elements, crafting the suit also costs a bit more to tritium. Usually the range of the cost is from 40 to 20, depending on how powerful the suit is. Once you have put in the 2 tritium gems, put in the suit code and click print. The suit will fabricate the desired superhero or villain you chose, ready for you to wear and use whenever you need to. So that covers the suit fabrication process in Fisk's Heroes. However, there are a few more blocks and items that we'll have to go over so that you know almost everything about the entire mod. Let's go over a tough scenario. Say you fabricated some hero that you really liked, but the punch damage and resistance was a bit off, although you don't have as much resources than before to create an even more powerful suit. Of course, enchantments wouldn't work, so you'd have to turn to some other solution, and that of course would be the suit Augmenter. This block, unlike the enchantment table, requires suit upgrades instead of enchantment books or lapis lazuli. These suit upgrades are leveled as the iron upgrade, the gold upgrade, the gold titanium upgrade, vibranium upgrade, and last of all, the dwarf star alloy upgrade. Now, just like leveling up in Minecraft, you have to go in order to level up your suit so it can reach the maximum dwarf star alloy tier. To level up to your suit status, put in your suit chestplate in the Augmenter along with a couple of suit upgrades according to the tier to upgrade to. Once you have available status upgrades, click and hold down your left mouse button until you hear the iron, gold, or powerful vibranium metal clank. Once you have leveled up your suits, then you can take it out of the suit Augmenter and wear it for use. But with great power comes great looks. So to look intimidating to your opponents or to stand out from the crowd, then I suppose this block will suit your needs. The suit iterator that changes the original form of the suit to an alternate version of the suit, just like the comic book versions, or in Iron Man's case, the Mark version of suits. This certainly won't ever be a get strong quick sort of scheme to get new powers, for this only gives you a new look. Now what Fisk's Heroes is missing is food, and it has for quite a while. But this update was the ultimate one that was predicted to come to the mod eventually. Pizza time! Classic Spider-Man movies, anybody? This finally came to Minecraft. Not only was this update the No Way Home update, but it was basically an entire Spider-Man update. To get started with making pizza, you need a pizza oven, which can be fueled with coal or charcoal. You know if it's fueled if there's fire particles or smoke particles inside the oven, and then you're practically ready to bake the pizza. all you need is pizza dough, which can be traded for with these Italian villagers that roam around the villages. Not only do the villagers sell the dough, but they also sell the cooked pizza that can have special effects on them so that you can box them up and spice somebody's food, whether it be your friend for a prank or your enemy for a nasty surprise. To make your own pizza, the main unbaked one is crafted with dough all on the third row with just one bowl of tomato sauce in the middle. You can see that this clearly needs to be baked, so fire up the oven and put your unbaked pizza in. It won't be baked too quickly, for you have to keep a close eye on how dark it is. If it gets too dark, then it could turn into charcoal, and you certainly would not want to be eating that. Okay people, I have to break it to you. I mightn't have showcased all the suits that you might find quite important. There's just one more suit left that needs to be showcased here. Although if you don't need to see this, then skip through the timestamps in the description down below. Spoilers ahead. Now what you've probably been wanting to know for a while is what's up ahead at 8,000 meters in Batfish. And also, if this black square at the end of the characters list a glitch that needs to be fixed? Well, it certainly isn't a glitch, but instead a hint for a new character or a new suit that's already in the game. For you command geeks and mod creators like me, who is a beginner, you're probably pretty used to running commands for testing purposes. And if you like playing around with them, then you're probably familiar with the /suit command, which if used with the right parameters, could give you a full set of armor that is dedicated for the suit itself. But I warn ya, you're in for a surprise. However, if you look into the game files a bit more, then you could probably get pretty sussed out of this weird sprite in the Batfish game in a game. The Spiderman sprite and the Spiderman robot sprite. Also, when you look into the Fisk's Heroes category of achievements, then stuff like the Ultimate Quest and Screw Minecraft, they could pretty much raise some questions about this new suit. Now, I haven't gotten to the spoiler just yet, but I think you pretty much know what I'm getting at. But like I said before, you can still go ahead into the timestamps and skip to any section that you want. So the big spoiler in this case is the Spiderman Suit. Trying to unlock this in the Batfish game once you reach the 8,000 meters desired by the player. I, of course, cannot tell you the powers myself because, hey, it spoils the real deal of it, and the main reason is that I haven't gotten to 8,000 meters. So therefore, I urge you to find out for yourself, for there are a lot of secrets for you to uncover. There is one more block that I do have to mention in this mod showcase, and that will be the Great Cosmic Treadmill that will power up your speedster suits to higher levels that can also be increased with Velocity 9 or Tachyon devices. Now, of course, you can't just be a speedster to liking just like that in a snap of a finger. But instead, you need to be a speedster character like Godspeed or the Flash to increase their speed levels. This data will be kept throughout Flashrings so that you could probably give it to another person for a price that's totally worth it if you're on another server. And I do believe that's it for the video, which means that you now probably know the full features and secrets to uncover in Fisk's Heroes. This small 2-episode series of the entire mod showcase was probably the ultimate guide to the whole world, universe, and everything of Minecraft's Fisk's Heroes. If you enjoyed, then like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more videos like this so that you don't miss out on the latest videos that we upload on the channel. If you want to share something with the community or tell me something that I've missed in the mod showcase, then comment down below. We'd love to hear from you. Also, make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and join our official Block Hacker Discord server so that you can start up a friendly conversation with awesome gamers just like you. But if you aren't a gamer, that doesn't matter, cause anybody's welcome. I guess that's it for the video. Make sure to check out our Planet Minecraft account so that you know when the new blog for the mod showcase is coming out, so that you can at least read it in text or copy something to Notepad to save you the trouble of writing something that you often forget. And with all that being said, have a great day. This is the one and only Jellyfish Gaming, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned.